ever led. That's coming from someone who's been at UCLA for 14 seasons. And for Iowa, Lucy Olson is the player that you need to know about, leads the team in scoring, and has really found her stride in this system.
Yeah, she is really shining now. The transfer from Villanova is a dynamic scorer in her last 3 games, averaging almost 29 points per game, and has really gotten the 3-ball going. She's made 11 threes in the last 3, Zora.
The last time a ranked opponent was on this floor here in Carver Hawkeye Arena was when USC was in town. The Hawkeyes pulled the upset against the top 5 opponent, trying to do it again today. Meantime, UCLA says, bring on this crowd, bring on this atmosphere. They are ready for it.
Yeah, the atmosphere is certainly interesting when you think back to that USC loss. I mean, this is a different type of atmosphere for these West Coast teams coming in.
Yeah, these two teams haven't played since 2016, the 3rd overall meeting, so a lot of scouting, a lot of film review had to be done. Both coaches saying, knowing your personnel, knowing who the shooters are, how you want to guard Lauren Betts, how you want to guard Lucy Olson. Here come the Hawkeyes. Backdoor cut by Olson. Bobbled the pass. UCLA will try to get on the board. All right, Lauren Betts asking for the basketball. Too much traffic. They find a way to get it down to her. She has so much poise when she catches and puts it up in the paint.
Lauren Betts has just gotten so smart at reading how the defender is playing her, how the help defense is playing her, and getting to a spot where she can seal deep and score.
Well, and what's also so impressive is the ability for her teammates to get that entry pass in. It's an underrated skill. Fearback on the attack. Stolke, one of the best offensive rebounders in the Big Ten.
Yeah, these are 2 really good rebounding teams, top 2 in the Big Ten in terms of margin. And Corey Close has not been thrilled with how her team has been rebounding as of late. That's a big focus for them. Yeah,
UCLA sits at the top of the Big Ten in so many of the rebounding categories, but Corey Close wants her team to be better at defensive rebounding. Hawkeyes pump fake attack mode and scores.
And that's a player that Corey Close really wants to see find her footing again. Gabriella Hawkeyes, one of the veterans of this group, wants her to really play confidently.
Back and forth we go to start. Talked about Olson and her ability to score. Mid-range is where she does her damage. No go on that one. Hannah Stolke again. Another opportunity for the Hawkeyes. See Hawkeyes surveying. Keeps it for herself.
We got some good guards in this game. Lucy Olson showing the defensive prowess as well.
Some crafty guards on both sides. Okay, the leaders for these teams. Corey Close, I mentioned she's in her 14th season, has led this Bruin team to multiple Sweet 16s, even an Elite 8, but they've got some lofty goals this season. And Jan Jensen, in her first season as the head coach of the Iowa Hawkeyes, of course, was by Lisa Bluter's side for more than 20 seasons.
Very nice blazer for Jan.
Oh, she's sharp.
Pink out day here, which has been a really special couple of moments we've witnessed here.
Shot clock winding down. Olson recognizes hard fadeaway.
So she's been met with multiple defenders. They're switching on her. She's seen size.
All right, Lauren Betts trying to get positioning. Fronted by Hannah Stolke. They go to the lob game. Tipped away. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, fronting Lauren Betts, if she can push you up a little bit and just have a couple of inches of space to catch and put it in, you may have to consider how you're going to play that. The smaller help defender from the backside can't do much against 6'7".
Olson trying to find an open spot. A falter sets her feet. And something you appreciate about both of these teams offensively, Kim, is they take their time. They're patient. Trying to look for a good shot.
Yeah, Iowa's gotten some good ones so far, but a cold shooting start. Lauren Betts tries to show a little bit of range there.
Olson, the floater over Betts.
Zora, multiple times now, we've just seen the impact of Lauren Betts at 6'7", as she is just waiting as a help defender or closing out as a help defender. We've seen Lucy Olson alter her finishes and finish short already multiple times.
Just makes you think twice. I would too if 6'7" was down low. All right, Lauren Betts is going to work early. 6 points in this first frame.
And all 3 of her field goals have been the same. Hannah Stolke has been fronting her. She's had that arm bar up, calling for it with the opposite hand, and has been able to finish on the backside of the defense.
Iowa has missed its last 5 shots. Trying to see one go down. McCabe off the curl. They go to Stolke. Oh, just met at the rim by Lauren Betts. That's what she does. Kim, you talked about in the pregame show. She's now the single season leader at UCLA for blocks. Came into this one with 67. Battle for the basketball. McCabe and Olsen secure it.
And Lauren Betts also set the single game record with 9 earlier this year, and Iowa just continues to be sped up and bothered by this really strong half-court defense from UCLA. As we look back at the impact of 6'7" Lauren Betts moving across the lane, doesn't happen too often to Hannah Stolke, who's a really physical and strong finisher around the rim, but just had no chance on that one against Betts.
A number of subs in the game for UCLA, the freshman Arnisalo, Dudley, and then Janiah Barker, who was day-to-day, only played 1 minute in the game prior to this one. Good to see her back at it. UCLA deep into its set. Shot clock keeps winding down. We've got 5 seconds to work. Rice behind the 3-point line. Sydney Falter on the boards. No surprise there. McCabe, she's due. Taylor McCabe, the best 3-point shooter percentage-wise in the Big Ten. Doesn't get that one to go. Here come the Hawks. Guyton off the screen. O'Grady stretching the floor. Against her former high school teammate, too.
And Iowa finally starts to get something to fall, but for UCLA, they have to like this start because they haven't allowed the crowd to get into this game too much like they did against USC.
Offensive screen.
Out there, so you want to see more smiles.
Well, and this is a team, right, that without Coach Close already holds themselves to a high standard, and she said they're not as confident as you would think. So in addition to coaching them hard, she's bringing lightness and joy into the locker room right now. She just wants them, as you said, to have a little bit more fun out there. They are the #3 team in the country, #1 in the net. Meantime, the Hawkeyes trying to close this deficit, only at 4. Olsen off the O'Grady screen. Tried to get it through the teeth of the defense. Stolen away by Kiki Rice. No one has stopped her all the way for Rice.
And that just can't happen against one of the best downhill attackers in the country. You have to stop the ball first. Really, every Iowa player just let her weave right to the basket.
Well, and the control that she had, right? The change of speed, a falter.
And so far, defensively, I think this is really what Corey Close wants to see. Her main focus in this game is to make Iowa make tough twos, limit them from 3. Iowa's 0 for 3 from 3 so far.
Yeah, Iowa right now shooting under 20% from the field. O'Grady has hit a couple.
And I'd say that's a tough 2. She had size in her face, but Addison O'Grady has really stepped up her play this season, become one of the primary scorers for this Hawkeyes team.
Averaging double figures off the bench. O'Grady was originally in the starting lineup. Coach Jen Jensen made a change, and now she comes off the bench. Barker swarmed by the Hawkeyes. Lauren Betts met with multiple defenders, and O'Grady takes it away. I mean, impact plays off the bench for Addison O'Grady. Ooh. Turns it over, though.
Yeah, so on that play, you saw an adjustment to how they are defending Betts. They had started defending her on the high side. That time they got behind and doubled her on the catch.
Kiki Rice, driving kick. Garnasalo sets her feet. When UCLA is used to multiple actions when it comes to defending Lauren Betts. Meantime, Dudley, Glass, count that one and one opportunity.
And Corey Close told us last night when we spoke to her, she's really thrilled about the play from her freshman, Kendall Dudley. And we already talked about Corey Close not happy with her team's rebounding as of late. That's what she wants to see, them getting some second chance opportunities. And the freshman bringing a big spark off the bench right away.
Dudley from the Virginia area, went to the same high school as Kiki Rice. Her mom is a high school coach. Yeah, go ahead.
We heard their high school team is actually playing in the state championship right now, Sidwell Friends Academy. So unfortunately, they can't tune into that one. Maybe they'll be checking the score at half.
They're locked in here. Dudley will have one free throw. Looks like Hannah Stolke is trying to clean something up. They're good to go. And don't be surprised if you see Dudley get some possessions guarding Lucy Olson too. Great defender. Really high on Coach Close's list. Here she is. Still no three-pointer yet for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Betts against O'Grady. Remember, they know each other. Colorado natives. Arnasalo has some time.
And that's a great defensive possession for Iowa. The adjustments have been made on Betts. You double her, force her to give it up, and you get somebody who's not as much of a scorer to put up a three. You end it with a defensive rebound.
Well, and Kim, we've covered multiple UCLA games, and every coach tells us you've got to switch up your coverage when it comes to Lauren Betts. You can't give her the same look. Guyton, big shot maker. That's a freshman, by the way.
Yeah, there's the first triple for Iowa. And finally, this crowd is loud and really getting into it. But an answer from UCLA.
And Arnasalo is somebody that Coach Close wants to see get going. She started off the season great, had a double-digit game when it came to assists. She was starting when Kiki Rice was out. Has a lot of skill. Olson. She can knock those down off early.
And again, though, that's the scouting report for UCLA. Make her make tough ones. A lot of contests there from Kendall Dudley, as you mentioned, with giving Olson different looks. One of the best scorers in the Big Ten and across the country as of late.
All right, time winding down here in the first. Less than 10 to go. Olson puts it up against Betts. Right on time. Second quarter now underway. 2-point game after that big three by Lucy Olson. Dugalich, patient, kicks it back out to Rice. Iowa, a team whose record does not indicate how feisty, how talented, how passionate they are, sitting at 11th in the Big Ten. Kim, I gotta tell you, they're coming off a loss to Ohio State, who's a top 10 team. They were down by 12 with 1:38 to go. I know you were watching that game closely. They forced OT.
Yeah, and they were down 10 with 1:10 to go, where basically all you have to do if you're Ohio State is hold the ball and get fouled. I mean, this is, I'd say Corey Close gave them almost the highest praise you can get from Corey Close. She said they're the hardest hustling team in the Big Ten. They go after loose balls, they fight for things, and that is why they've been able to turn this season around after 5 straight Big Ten losses. Then they won their next 6 and nearly a 7th with that Ohio State game.
A relentless team, and it helps when you got a crowd like the one inside Carver Hawkeye. UCLA trying to overcome it on the road.
Yeah, this environment is electric. I hadn't been here since last season. The jerseys have changed, the players on the court, the fans have not.
100%. A little bit of a drought from both sides. Feuerbach goes up against Gardner. Gets bumped.
Kylie Feuerbach, such an elevated role this season. Pretty much tripling her scoring and just a really strong attack at the size of UCLA. And that's how you have to attack the size. You can't go in there timid. You've got to go to try to make the shot. to get fouled, but they just got a little bit harder because Lauren Betts is back in the game.
And Feuerbach, one of the veterans on what is a young Iowa team. She was there for the 2 trips to the national championship and all the success in the past few years. She talked about her elevated role this season.
Yeah, they really like her length on the defensive end as we see her right at the top of a 1-2-2 press look for the first time for the Hawkeyes. And Jan Jensen said she was going to go to that a little bit, not necessarily to trap and turn them over, but just to slow things down a little bit. But London Jones not phased.
Yeah, quiets the crowd with that jumper. UCLA back on top. And we previewed this one, folks, when we said on paper it doesn't show the intense matchup that you're about to see. It'll stay right here with Iowa.
So Iowa putting on some full court pressure, 1-2-2, a little bit of a trap, but that's how you want to attack a press. Get the ball to the middle of the floor. And London Jones, just a fundamental ball fake and pull up there. Got to be a little bit more disciplined.
Well, Coach Jensen sticking to the exact game plan that she detailed for us this morning, Kim. Love the honesty.
Both of these coaches super genuine and open with their time and information. Very appreciative.
Another opportunity here for Iowa. The ball bounces their way. A chance to either tie again or take the lead. They have yet to lead in this one. Inbound goes to Guyton. They're going to look for the best possible shot. O'Grady already has a couple jumpers, knocks it down again.
Aaliyah Guyton, really impressive freshman, just read that defensive scheme perfectly. They doubled her, she kicked back to O'Grady wide open at the free throw line.
Let's see how UCLA responds. Crowd's getting loud. They go right back to her. Hard to guard. Passion from Lauren Betts.
Aggressive. She didn't have anything on this primary catch. You see a falter kind of dig in at her, but then she reposts. Now it's back to a single coverage, and she's been money. Anytime she has caught the ball in that arc area right underneath the basket, her efficiency is just going to be off the charts if you let her catch it there.
On the season, Lauren Betts is 61% from the field. No surprise, that's top 5 in the Big Ten. Doesn't convert on the three-point play, but her teammate gets the rebound. All right, they go back to Betts. She'll kick it back out. Iowa right back where it was a possession ago. Chance to take the lead.
Not quite.
Still plenty of time.
I like the aggression, though, to push the ball up, a little bit of pressure. They have shooters around the perimeter. I don't mind the shot from Feuerbach. If you get McCabe in that spot, Olsen, a falter, a little bit of a higher percentage on the season.
They'll work it around again. Feuerbach left alone, tie game.
Couple big moments from Feuerbach. Drops the defender and simple pull-up.
Betts just smothered. Just listen to this building, right?
The building is trembling right now. This crowd is unlike most others in the country. Feuerbach gets the defender to drop, looks around, nobody's on me. Pulls up, and this crowd is certainly a factor right now.
UCLA has stayed poised, though, stayed in their offense, hasn't forced anything. Betts reading the situation. You've seen the repost. Drop step score.
Jan Jensen not happy. Oh man, Jan Jensen almost lost her blazer, imitating the elbow she thought that Lauren Betts threw on that one.
O'Grady up. Hard matchup, foul is called. Just the first on Lauren Betts.
And let's take a look. I think the refs may be telling her just be cautious about that high elbow. Here were the high school teammates. Not yet, but right here. Yeah, gotta be careful. I could see why Iowa was upset at the no call.
O'Grady gets the first. Tremendous performance so far from O'Grady off the bench. 6 points, 3 for 3 from the field. And no easy matchup, too, going up against Lauren Betts.
Yeah, you see on that graphic just how much of an impact she's having this season, how much she has grown. Bringing great size, and wow, this crowd is loving.
Welcome back to Iowa, Kim.
They must have read Caitlin Clark's tweet, because I saw Caitlin Clark tweeted for Carver to get loud for the Hawkeyes today. This is as loud as I heard at any point of last season. We're still in the first half.
Iowa going back to this press. Coach Jensen telling us it's not to get a steal, but to slow down UCLA. Looked like a block from Stolke. She'll get called for that one.
Thought there was a momentary lapse. Lauren Betts looked like she was cutting across the lane for an easy 2. Ooh, from that angle, Zora, that does action from Hannah Stolke. Some players would yell at the ref. She gave a little smile.
Well, you know, the saying is happy like Hannah, so she's always smiley, yeah. Betts converts. Hey, we're going back and forth here.
This is really a tremendous start to the game. Credit for the crowd for being so excellent. Ooh, Feuerbach, another tough tape, but Betts gets the best of it that time.
Jones, too much time. That's what she does.
And we haven't seen UCLA get out in transition too much, but when they do, she's the first person you need to locate in transition on the perimeter.
5-point basketball game. Contact as Taylor McCabe was cutting.
And this is an impact of Lauren Betts that maybe doesn't show up in the stat sheet, just how she can impact how UCLA is able to get into their offense. It started with the block, and then the best three-point shooter for London Jones just lost on the perimeter from Iowa to stretch it back to 5-point lead for the Bruins.
Betts already 2 blocks on the afternoon. She averages about 3. Olsen trying to create some space.
And you see Hawkeyes, number 11, is face guarding Taylor McCabe, number 2. They do not want to let her get hot from 3.
Shot clock winding down. I don't know if Iowa recognizes it. Stolke off on time. Just the hustle play by Stremlo. McCabe knocks it down. You called her number Big Ten, but losing that battle so far in this one, and it's costing them.
Yeah, this is going to infuriate Corey Close, who has been challenging her team to be a better defensive rebounding team. A big board out to Taylor McCabe, who, as we had just mentioned, UCLA is face guarding her around the perimeter. That is the best time to get open, to get loose on the three-point line, is off of a rebound, and Taylor McCabe spots up. That's now 5 offensive rebounds and 9 second chance points for Iowa.
Definitely a topic of conversation in the locker room for UCLA. They've still got the 2-point advantage. Quickly, Stolke misses the chippy.
And those are ones that Iowa has to finish when Lauren Betts is not in the game. No disrespect to Janiah Barker, but it's a much more even footing height-wise.
And there was some contact down low between Barker and Stolke. She'll get called with her second personal possession back to the home team. So Iowa has had numerous chances to take the lead, to no avail up to this point.
And they still, they're right in it, and Lucy Olsen hasn't even gotten going yet. Still just the 3 points, which was the heave at the end of the first quarter.
Olsen against Jones. She'll have to recognize the shot clock. And Hannah Stolke is drawing fouls left and right. We saw it on the defensive end, now here offensively. Stolke should be going to the free throw line. She'll make her way there. And Hannah Stolke has this innate ability to draw fouls. Top 5 in the league in free throw attempts.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the only caveat. She's 66% from the line on the season. Iowa overall not a great free throw shooting team.
Well, and Hannah has really improved in this category over the years. Freshman season, she was 46% from the free throw line, so she's been working on it.
Yeah, we love growth. That's 1 of 2 there. And this has been a tremendous start to this game.
UCLA breaking the press, no problem. No bets on the floor. Dugalich and Gardner are the posts right now for the Bruins.
And some zone here while Lauren Betts is out of the game. 2-3 zone from Iowa.
And quickly, McCabe foot race the other way. A rare 2 for Taylor McCabe. Lead to Iowa.
Ooh. And it was the stop, the rebound that allowed Iowa to get out and play with some pace.
How will UCLA respond? Stop and pop is a no-go. Stremlo. Quick skip. McCabe, the sidestep. She's on fire! Iowa run. Has them up by 4.
I have to repeat this, Zorb. Carver Hawkeye Arena is literally trembling. My seat and the table are shaking, and this pace of play has gotten Iowa back in front. The rebound, the get out and go for Taylor McCabe. You cannot lose her in transition. Ball fake, sidestep, drains the triple, big triples. And just look at these scenes. This crowd is incredible here at Carver Hawkeye.
Well, and what really impressed me about that series is the 2 that she had. She only has 5 two-point makes in her career. I mean, I meant it when in her career. I meant it when I said a rare 2 from Taylor McCabe.
Whoa, first 2 points since January 22nd.
She really is a 3-point specialist.
You got to mix in a layup every now and then. You know?
Oh yeah, as a shooter myself, you got to keep them on their toes.
And we go back to the conversation with Corey Close and why they elected to face guard Taylor McCabe. She said it was really Taylor McCabe who got the crowd into it when Iowa beat USC and they jumped out to that insane lead to start the game. So they have allowed McCabe to get loose here now a couple times.
So there was a delay of game warning for UCLA, just a warning. And this is a team that has a lot of confidence in these situations. They've been in tight games before. They've been in big games. Number of veterans on this squad. Just taken away and intercepted by Stremlo. Stolke left alone. The run continues. This is the 3rd ranked team in the country on the road, on the ropes against the Hawkeyes. Dugalich uses the step through. Count it.
And these are the moments where Corey Close is really looking for growth from her team. Probably the word that we hear her use more than any other word is response. And how is her team going to respond to this run? It's been a 2-3 zone the last couple of possessions, and Angela Dugalich stays steady, fundamental, and a big N1 here on the line.
Majority of this Iowa Hawkeye run has come with Lauren Betts on the bench. She's got 2 fouls, but 12 points. McCabe, been hot, nothing there. Olsen, change of speed, that's crafty. A little hezzy.
And that's just her 2nd field goal of the game. They are making her work for every bucket, but she's got a really good handle on the basketball. Gets to her spot.
Barker looked at the rim, not known as a 3-point shooter. Iowa stays in this zone. Dugalich tried to take advantage.
Just 1 of 11 now from 3 for UCLA as Iowa tries to push them out with that 2-3 zone.
Iowa has made its last 4 shots. Remember, they started shooting less than 20% from the field most of that first quarter. Now up to 45% as a group. O'Grady. That was a... Suits is back in LA. Welcome to the West Coast, the premiere of Suits LA tonight. 9 Eastern, 8 Central on NBC and Peacock.
And Zora, that's now the 6th offensive rebound for Iowa. And we've been talking about how UCLA leads the Big Ten in rebounding margin, but it's really interesting when you look at the category of defensive rebounding percentage. Iowa actually leads the Big Ten in that category, and UCLA is 8th. That is the concern for Corey Close as another second chance opportunity for the Hawkeyes.
So far, Iowa has 9 second chance points. You can argue that's been a big difference in the game so far. Largest lead of the game for Iowa at 7. And just with UCLA's record, how talented they are, you have to wonder if and when a run is coming.
Yeah, this is when they need to start to feel comfortable playing without Lauren Betts. There's going to be times when she's in foul trouble like she is right now, and you can't just go scoreless. Big second chance there for Gabriella Hawkeyes.
So shot clock is off as the second quarter winds down. You have to imagine Iowa try to get the last look at it. They're up by 5. Less than 10. Olsen on the curl, she'll step through.